Please gather around and let me... Who's got an iPhone? Who has an iPhone? Or BlackBerry? Or a computer at home? Do you have a computer at home? Yes. Someone give me the name. Trevor. Kevin. Kevin, do you know Muhammad changed your life in a way that you don't even know? Have you used a computer before? Have you been to court? Yes. Have you gone to science class at school? In all these ways, Muhammad changed your life. Do you believe in tolerance? He's changed your life. And let me explain why. Who's got an iPhone? Who has an iPhone? Or BlackBerry? Or a computer at home? Do you have a computer at home? Yes. The very reason you could go on Twitter, you could go on Facebook, you could use an iPhone, you could use your iPad, is because of Muhammad. You may think I'm crazy. I am crazy, but not today. Let me tell you something. The reason we have the computer and the iPhone is because of Muhammad, upon him be peace. Let me tell you why. Because of his teachings of tranquility, tolerance, justice, economic distribution, bringing people together. Because of these teachings, we developed an amazing Islamic environment in Islamic Spain. Who's heard of Islamic Spain before? Many of us. There was a convivencia, which literally means a coexistence. And this coexistence facilitated the progress that we needed to develop theories and to develop notions and assertions like the algorithm. Without the algorithm, you will never have a computer, an iPhone, or an iPad. And this came from Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, because he gave us the teachings to facilitate that progress. Who's got a £20 note? Who's got a £20 note? Who's got a £20 note? Well, if you look behind your £20 note, there is a man called Adam Smith. Adam Smith wrote, and he was the 18th century founder of capitalism. And Adam Smith wrote that if it wasn't for the empire of the caliphs, the Muslims, we wouldn't have the tranquil environment to look into the interconnecting principles of nature. And this is why Professor Thomas Arnold, a historian, an Arabist, what did he say? He said, brothers and sisters and friends, he said that if it wasn't for Islamic Spain and Islam, we would not have the Renaissance and we wouldn't have the scientific revolution. So, Calvin, he's affected your life from that perspective. You've been to court. The very reason you, Kevin, could walk into court and say that I'm innocent, the presumption of innocence came from the Muslims. And we don't even know this. If we read the academic works of Marcel Boissard in his 1980s article on the probable influence of Islam on the presumption of innocence, he writes that King Louis IX traveled to the east and met a monk, and this according to the chroniclers, and he spoke to this monk, and this monk taught King Louis IX a prophetic tradition of Prophet Muhammad, upon whom be peace, about justice and the presumption of innocence. And King Louis IX went back to Europe, and he was accused, he was the source of the European idea of the presumption of innocence. So, you went into court, you were assumed innocent, that was from Muhammad, upon whom be peace. Also, tolerance. What about tolerance? We see different colors here, different nations and races and religion. Britain is based upon tolerance. We see America is based upon a form of tolerance. Who influenced them? John Locke. John Locke was a post-Enlightenment thinker, and he influenced the founding fathers of America and Western politics, especially on civil governance. And John Locke writes personally and said, I am influenced by one man, and this man was called Edward Pocock. Edward Pocock traveled to the east and took manuscripts He was the first Orientalist and a scholar of Islam in Oxford University. And John Locke used to sit in front of Edward Pocock and learn about what happened in Islam concerning tolerance and justice. And John Locke wrote the treatise on tolerance. And John Locke, he wrote on civil governance. And in civil governance, he discusses government in the following way. As a vicegerency, everybody translate vicegerency in Arabic. Khilafah, the political institution of Islam. John Locke, influenced by Muhammad, upon whom be peace. So this man that you don't even know, he influenced scientific revolution, he influenced the presumption of innocence, and he influenced tolerance in the West. So now you know who this man is. Investigate him. Don't shoot the messenger, test the message. Testthemessage.com. And I like to say something to everybody. What I like to say, everyone, is now what you've heard, have an open heart and an open mind. And if you don't know, then ask. As the Prophet Muhammad, upon whom be peace, said, the cure to ignorance is to ask and learn. So in this light, let us proceed. Takbir! 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 Subhanak Allahumma wa bihamdika. Ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta wa astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk. May Allah guide you and bless you and shower you with His mercy and His love. From me, Assalamu alaikum.